So let's talk money. You guys are treasurers, you deal with money all the time. So I did a little research about how much do we spend on incarcerated individuals. And it's kind of a staggering number, to me anyway. For the nearly 1.3 million offenders across the U.S., we spend in the neighborhood of $43 billion a year. Billion with a B. And I was curious, I found a website, vera.org, shows all of the different states' statistics, state by state, how much they spend annually. And another interesting fact, I thought, how much they spend per inmate per year. And of course, the one of most of interest is our state. In the state of Montana, we spend about $95 million annually for the various 2,800 different inmates that are in different facilities across the state. And if you drill it down, we pay about $34,000, a little less than $34,000 an inmate to house them for a year. So you guys are probably a lot better at math than I am because you're treasurers. But I can do simple math. It's not fuzzy math. But simple math tells me if you had an offender that is in for a 10-year stretch, which is common for a violent crime, how much do we pay as taxpayers? $340,000 out of our pockets? All of us here pay that? Well, I want to go back to that story about Jason, that young man I met about 3 weeks ago in Applebee's in Billings. Let's take that scenario and do some simple math. So he's been out of prison since 2016, and easy math would be 3 years. It'd actually be a little more, because we're creeping up on 2020. But for easy math, let's say 3 years. At $34,000 a year, the 3 years that he's been out and been a successful member of society, that's roughly $100,000 that we as taxpayers have saved. Not to mention the societal cost of what offenders cause. That alone, just in dollars, $100,000. And the auxiliary benefit also is, no longer is he contributing to this problem, now he's a taxpayer. And he's actually contributing like we all are to pay for it. But to see it a different way, I like graphs. Of the 8 states that I picked, and actually all of the 45 states is how many they sampled, we are about average per inmate. California, I guess everything's more expensive in California. $64,000 per inmate. But in Montana, we're fairly efficient, at least as far as averages go, compared to the other states. It's just an expensive endeavor to house inmates, from feeding them, health care, facility costs, security costs, all the things that go along with it. But the less people in prison that we have, the less of an expenditure that we have. And not just the bottom line, it serves society. So again, as I wrap things up, the biggest thing about our program that I want to share and leave you with is that the products that I sell to you and our program sells to you are just, they are a collateral benefit, I guess you could say. Because in truth, it's each step of the program, the vocational aspect of each step of it that we're teaching offenders so that they can take these skills when they get out and not reoffend and be able to reintegrate into society in a way that they can be taxpayers and they can live in society in a